ella me lo recordó y me lo dijo y, o sea, ya lo sé.
What do you think about Canelo? Good. Canelo is good.
Canelo Alvarez and Manny Pacquiao are reportedly teaming up in training camp, each preparing for one of the biggest challenges of their careers. Canelo is gearing up to face the undefeated pound-for-pound king, Terence Crawford, while Pacquiao is stepping into the ring with the dangerous young champion, Mario Barrios. Both men are staring down massive fights, so what better time to join forces? Behind the scenes, one of the most anticipated events in boxing history is taking shape. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, already being called the fight of the century, to undisputed champions to elite pound-for-pound fighters, at one giant spotlight waiting in Saudi Arabia this September.
This September, between the two great fighters in our generation, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford.
But this isn't just another big fight, it's a legacy-defining moment. And what makes it even more intriguing is that Canelo isn't preparing alone. According to multiple sources, he's training alongside none other than Manny Pacquiao.
Canelo Alvarez!
That's right, the Filipino icon, Hall of Famer, an 8-division world champion is reportedly in camp with Canelo. It sounds like a fantasy matchup you'd only see in a video game, but it's happening in real life. Both camps have confirmed that the two legends have joined forces as they prepare for their respective battles. Canelo, fresh off a dominant win over William Skull, now holds all 4 major belts at 168 pounds WBA, WBC, WBO, and IBF.
I'll say this to the world. It's amazing how a fighter can come from, I think, 108 all the way to 154 and knock out all these guys. To me, it's amazing. I guess he's...
That win wasn't just another title grab. It strategically positioned Canelo for this showdown with Crawford, thanks in part to a high-stakes deal with Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is taking a major gamble, jumping up to weight classes to challenge Canelo. That leap is no joke, especially against someone with Canelo's experience, physical strength, and ring IQ, but Crawford is no ordinary fighter. He joins the likes of Usyk and Inoue as one of the only men to become undisputed into divisions during the 4-belt era. Still, going from 154 to 168 pounds presents a completely different challenge. In terms of power, endurance, and pace, and that's where Pacquiao's presence becomes poetic. After all, Pacquiao made these kinds of leaps throughout his legendary career, rising from flyweight to super welterweight while beating icons across 8 divisions. But Pacquiao isn't just in camp as a mentor, he's also getting ready for a fight of his own. At 45 years old, he's preparing to face Mario Barrios, a current welterweight champion and a hungry young fighter with speed and something to prove. What's going on behind the scenes is truly special. Imagine the sparring sessions, the tactical discussions, the mutual respect. These are two of the most disciplined and decorated fighters of this generation, sharing knowledge and sharpening each other ahead of career-defining fights. Canelo brings pressure, power, and precision. Pacquiao still has the speed, angles, and footwork that terrorized opponents for decades. Training together is only making them better. For Canelo, it's about preparing for a slick, intelligent fighter in Crawford, a man known for switching stances, adapting mid-fight, and mentally dismantling opponents. With both legends locked in, training side by side, it's more than just cool, it's a masterclass in elite preparation. It's a reminder that even the greatest still seek to learn, and that iron sharpens iron.
Same in the rock. If you're right here, you can do anything. Okay. All right, right here.
And it doesn't stop with just Pacquiao. In a powerful passing of the torch moment, Canelo has also been seen training with Manny's son, Jimmy Pacquiao. The young fighter is shadowboxing beside the Mexican superstar, soaking in every ounce of experience Canelo has to offer.
From Canelo, man.
Yeah.
Canelo's #1 right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got number one at pound for pound. You got him number one.
Yeah, number one. Man, he's just first off, his power. You know, he keeps guys, you know, really scared of that power, and the way he moves, you know, he's very.
Footage from the camp shows the two doing drills together, focused, locked in. At one point, Canelo pulls Jimmy aside to teach him how to maneuver against the ropes, a subtle, advanced piece of ringcraft that can make or break a fight. These moments highlight Canelo's growth not just as a fighter, but as a mentor. He's now the veteran passing on knowledge, leading the next generation with wisdom and class.
Manny, you were a smaller fighter fighting bigger guys. What advice do you give Crawford for fighting Canelo, a bigger guy?
Oh, my advice is like make sure that he will focus on speed. That he is.
When asked about Canelo, Manny Pacquiao kept it simple but respectful. He's a good fighter, he said, coming from someone who's battled legends across 8 weight divisions. That's high praise even if it's brief. Jimmy, however, was more open with his admiration. He called Canelo the #1 fighter right now, praising his power, technique, and the fear he instills in opponents. His respect was real and personal. Jimmy explained further that Canelo's dominance isn't just about his strength. It's about how he moves, how he reads the ring. To him, Canelo is the perfect combination of power and technical mastery, a modern evolution of the classic Mexican warrior style. And he's not wrong. Canelo's developed into one of the most complete fighters of his era. He no longer wastes punches. His defense has become slick, his head movement sharp, and his ring control flawless. It's clear Canelo's earned more than just media hype. He's earned the respect of true boxing families. What exactly did he show the Pacquiaos in training to leave such a lasting impression? Maybe it was his calm focus. Maybe it was his intelligence. Whatever it was, they saw it, they felt it, and they respect it. As for Terence Crawford, when Pacquiao was asked if he had any advice for him heading into the Canelo fight, he was careful with his words. You could tell he didn't want to give too much away, maybe out of respect, maybe out of loyalty, or maybe just the unwritten code of boxing. All he said was this: if Crawford wants a chance, he needs to invest in his speed. That's classic Pacquiao, coming from a man who made a career out of speed and movement. It makes perfect sense. When facing a stronger, heavier opponent like Canelo, you can't stand toe-to-toe. You have to move, hit without being hit, and stay one step ahead. Crawford has those tools, but hearing that advice from someone like Pacquiao hits different.
Manny, you were a smaller fighter fighting bigger guys. What advice do you give Crawford for fighting Canelo, a bigger guy?
Oh, my advice is like make sure that he will focus on speed.
That's classic Pacquiao, coming from a man who made a career out of speed and movement. It makes perfect sense. When facing a stronger, heavier opponent like Canelo, you can't stand toe-to-toe. You have to move, hit without being hit, and stay one step ahead. Crawford has those tools, but hearing that advice from someone like Pacquiao hits different. Now, we have an incredible dynamic unfolding. Canelo, the current super middleweight king, preparing for the fight of his life, and Pacquiao, the master of defeating bigger men, quietly passing wisdom to both his son and possibly to Canelo himself. It's like the torch is being passed in multiple directions from one era to the next, from legend to legend, and from one rising star to another. Whatever the outcome of Canelo versus Crawford, one thing is clear: this camp is filled with greatness, intensity, and respect, and that can only mean one thing: we're in for something truly special. What do you think of this legendary pairing in camp? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this.